Speaking of Grammy nominated, Grammy consideration, man, tell us about the album, brother. Like,
man,
we were talking earlier before we got on air how hard it is to just buy
the album.
But tell us about the album. Like, what should we expect? Like, what's going on?
So first and foremost, like, I used to feel like I was excluded from a lot of poetry events because I had a band.
Mm-hmm.
So I think too, when we talked about slam earlier, like, I love the music. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the poetry I did was with a band, and slam didn't have that. But I loved the music, so I felt like, well, not people saw it in me or not, but I felt like, man, they're just not feeling what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Because I got this band, and these poets are standing up there on their own too, and they're slamming and competing, and it's just not my lane. So I didn't feel necessarily accepted in that realm also.
Mm-hmm.
So when the Grammys came up and they were like, music, I was like, oh, this is my shit. I've been doing this forever. This is what I love to do. And so I think first and foremost, you know, I wanted to make sure the category stayed open. So I wanted to do my due diligence as a poet and submit an album just to make sure that we were widening the gap for more poets to apply. I'm not sure what the exact numbers are, but I think we want to say at least 100 or more.
It's like 19,000. I don't know. It was a lot. It was not 19,000. That's cap. But it was a lot. It was a lot.
People applying? Really?
Yeah. It was, when I was told the number, it was well over 200.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was
nice.
Well,
I wanted to do my part.
Right.
I wanted to do my part.
It wasn't quality though.
Yeah, I wanted to do my part to make sure that it stayed. I mean, I couldn't say that I was a poet. And that I believed in poetry being bigger and better and not contribute to the category. So I wanted to make sure I can make my contribution, my drop in the bucket to the category. And then I just loved, I was already doing it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I love doing it. And I love the challenge of just creating a cohesive album that just resonated with the people, period. And so, man, we took the band in the studio, and I had rented it out for 8 hours, and we just went the fuck in, you know? And the beautiful thing about the album is that, you know, while I believe the poetry and the music is dope, like, there were so many off-kilter moments that were imperfect, but perfect. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many segues. Like, remember that Lauryn Hill album? You know, when there were just little segues in the middle? Like, we just had all these intros and outros. Like, man, I felt so much of that. Like, and that's encompassing the album, like the story before, the story after. Like, it is a complete cohesive story to music, you know. So it's almost like a soundtrack to my life, you know. You know, being in a relationship and being a full-time artist is hard. Yeah. When your wife has a 9-to-5 job and she leaves you 8 o'clock in the morning, you on the couch writing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And she's like, what are you doing? You know, we got kids, you know? And she doesn't necessarily see the correlation, you know? So just building that trust and growing together and her really understanding what you do and why you do it and how it works is a beautiful process, you know? And this album just embodies that, from the prayer of the first track all the way through the last one, you know, the freedom that it gives you, the air that you breathe in your lungs, right. Like chasing this dream that you're not sure if you're going to reach or not. Depending on this art, like, it depends on you. Not only is it part of who you are, but it also feeds your family, buys your groceries, pays your car note, buys your house, you know, and to build something that you can lean on, you know, is magnificent. And so I attempted to put that on the album, and I hope that people get a full experience for who I am, and more importantly, why I am.
Come on.
And in that, it just is me, you know. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, I think Jay Ivy's album was dope. Queen Sheba's album was dope. Tank and the Bangers is like the shit, you know what I'm saying? Tank's one of my favorites. Yeah, man, but just leaning on the inspirations from different artists, Toby Wigway is phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? You're seeing so many artists that come up into their own right.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, man, I wanna throw my hat in the ring. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure that I'm contributing to this art form that's so beautiful. Russell was doing crazy things out in Cali. I was like, man, like
that kid's on fire.
Yeah, just building it from the ground up. I was like, we have that too, you know. And I think that this is our chance at the Grammy stage to just showcase it. And so I was excited about people hearing one more poem.
What's the name of the album and how can we find it?
The album is Changing the World One Poem at a Time. It's on all streaming platforms.
Maybe.
And we were talking earlier, like it's hard as hell to buy the album. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta stream it. Yeah.
You gotta figure out how to buy it. It's on the website, josephusii.com. But you can stream it on Apple Music, iHeartRadio, Spotify. But it's important to the artist that you buy the album. I did a whole joint earlier this week on stream numbers. You know, 1,000 streams get you maybe $6.
If that.
1 million streams gets you maybe $7,000. But 1 million purchases get you $7 million, right? So as artists, like we need that support. You know, streaming it is super dope, but if you really like the album, find a way to buy it.
Yeah.